Hey Terrible Crew, how's everybody doing today? Rudy here with the Rhinestone World. So in this video, we're going to be going over how to create a two-color rhinestone design using the Designer Edition software. So we're over here in my Designer Edition software. I already have my image that I want to create here. So this is my vector image of a flower. First things first, let's go ahead and create an offset for this particular design here, which is what we're going to use to create the second color of this design. So let's go ahead and click on our object here. So our design is already selected. I'm going to go to my offset window, which is already selected as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and select offset. Bam. So there is my offset around my original design here. And now I do want to increase the distance between my offset and my original design just a tad bit so the stones fit in there perfectly. And I know just from experience that 1.155 will work just fine for that area right there. So let's go ahead and just hit enter. Change my setting, and there we go. So now we're at 0.155 distance from the original design and the offset here. So now let's go ahead and fill the original design, which is going to be my first color, and then I'm going to add the second color to the second layer here. So first things first, let's go ahead and select my inside design here, the original design, which is the flower. And I'm going to go to my rhinestone settings right here. Perfect. And now what I have is three different options here. So I have my edge, my linear fill, and my radial fill. In this case, what I want to do is a radial fill because of the rounded design. So in this case, what you'll notice is once I hit my set stones, that the stones are going to flow with the direction of the design rather than just horizontal lines like the linear fill does for you. And I'll show you here very quick the difference between the two. So if I select linear fill, this is what happens. Very rough edges here. The outline is just not clean, not what we want to go for, and not what we want to use there. So let's go ahead and use the radial fill and look how much nicer it looks now. And you'll see that there are some spots inside here that need some filling. Those can be done at the end, or I'll show you a way that you can change the distance between the stones to fill those in a lot nicer as well. So let's go ahead. So now we got a radial fill there, and let's go ahead and show you how to do the spacing. So now if I go to my spacing tab down here, again, it's in the same window as the Rhinestones window, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab my little triangle here that enables me to change the spacing between the stones. So let's go ahead and just change it just a tad bit. So notice it's quite a drastic change if you grab it and you just move just a tad bit. You'll see how much further apart those stones get, or how much closer apart they get if I go back towards my left. But I'm actually going to go ahead and use my inches over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my triangle and just increase one by one. So that way I know where to stop. And it looks like that's about where I want to stop right there. Okay, perfect. So now we got the fill all ready to go. And now all we need to do is create our boundary. So let's go ahead and select my boundary or my offset line here. And what I want to do first is I'm just going to go back to my line color window here. And I'm just going to go ahead and change the color of my line. So that way when I place the stones, it's going to be a different color now. So let's go back to my rhinestone window. And now instead of doing any of my fills here, I'm actually going to just do an edge. There it is. And now what we have is our two-color design. And this design is ready to cut. So you can just go ahead here, go to your cut setting. And now when I double click my cut settings, it's going to pop this window open, my cut settings window. And if I go to my advanced settings, I can actually toggle through both of the colors, whichever color I want to send to my cutter first. So if I want to send just the outline, let's go ahead and select my blue here. And now you can tell it's just the blue is highlighted. So that's the only thing that's going to be sent to your cutter. Same thing with once you're ready to do the fill, just go ahead and deselect the color blue and just select the red, and bam, there it is. So all you have left now is the red, and that's what's going to be cutting. So that is your quick tutorial on how to create a two-color design using rhinestones in the Designer Edition software. My name is Rudy. If you do have any questions at all, feel free to give us a call at 941-755-1696. Have a great day, everybody.